I think the brand has done everything that they were able to do. Now, obviously, that time could have been vastly shortened. Anyone who's been following Kanye's career kind of knows the live wire he can be. So, for a brand as big globally as Adidas is, they have to really proceed with extreme caution when partnering in such a great detail with a star like Kanye.
Adidas has cut ties with Ye, previously known as Kanye West, over anti Semitic comments made by the rapper. Ye had previously said on a podcast that this would never happen.
The thing about it, me and Adidas, is like I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now what?
Dear. The breakup of the partnership means, is it Adidas or Adidas? Who knows? Is set to make a net loss of £217 million this year. It's led people to look into the history of the company with sibling rivalry and links to the Nazi Party. Nick Smith writes and presents the podcast Sneakernomics. Good morning to you, Nick.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Tell us a little bit more. Well, I mean, let's start at the beginning then. What was the origin of Adidas?
Well, it's no surprise that the company wanted to distance itself from Kanye West as fast as they were able to, given the company's history. As you mentioned, they do have links to the Nazi Party. Both the founder of Adidas, Adi Dassler, and his brother, Rudy Dassler, who went on to found Puma, were members of the Nazi Party when they were in business together in the 1920s and 30s.
Goodness me. I did not know that. I did not know that. And I now understand about the name as well. Now, the brothers' relationship was overtaken by sibling rivalry. Just tell us what happened.
Yeah, that's right. As is the case with many siblings, especially when they go into business, they don't always get along very well. And this could be, nice fodder for a HBO TV show, but it is also the reality. So after several years of working together, the brothers found that they just could not continue that partnership. And after the war, each brother set up its own company on either side of the river in the very tiny southern German town that they live in. We know these companies today as Adidas and Puma.
It's just absolutely crazy. This really is. And apparently the sibling rivalry was sorted out in the next generation through a game. Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's right. The sibling rivalry continued with the sons of both Adi and Rudy Dassler. And, perhaps there have been maybe several games that tested this rivalry, one of which was the 1954 World Cup, in which the shoes provided by Adidas ended up being the deciding factor in West Germany's win over Hungary. Now, Puma used to have the shoe contract, but the head of Puma angered the coach of the German side, and he dumped him in favor of his brother.
Goodness. Wow. Now, coming back to present day, there's been quite a lot of commentary, including from people who have worked or were working for the company, talking about the length of time between Ye making the anti-Semitic comments and the brand officially dropping him. What do you think happened in the interim? And do you think that the length of time will nonetheless damage the brand?
I think the brand has done everything that they were able to do. Now, obviously, that time could have been vastly shortened. Anyone who's been following Kanye's career kind of knows the live wire he can be. So for a brand as big globally as Adidas is, they have to really proceed with extreme caution when partnering in such a great detail with a star like Kanye. And as you mentioned at the top, the brand stands to lose 250 million pounds or dollars at the end of the year because of this dissolution. So it's not a small thing, them breaking apart.
No, absolutely not. Nick, thank you very much for that. Absolutely fascinating. Nick Smith, who writes and presents the podcast Sneakernomics, which is not easy to say.
It's not, but also, how has that not been made into an 8-part Amazon series? Not the brothers